Today is September 11th, 2008, and a couple days ago I was so mad, and I'm just now getting over it. John McCain has this ad out, and he's working with the same people now who made these awful allegations against him and his wife in the year 2000, where they did these push polls down in South Carolina saying that John McCain had a black baby, that, saying all this awful stuff. Some of it true about John McCain being in the Keating Five and all this, and about Cindy McCain ripping off the charity that she worked for so she could, ripping them off for drugs and stuff. And now these very same people who made these ads, John McCain is working with on his campaign. And this latest ad that he has out about how Barack Obama is all for teaching 5-year-old kids sex education, teaching them about sex before they can read. But this law is identical to the one that was passed in Massachusetts, and it's basically about telling little kids, look, this is your private zone, and no adult has the right to touch you there unless it's a doctor who's examining you. Letting kids know that just because an adult says something, that they don't have any right over your body, and age appropriate information. And this is to help stop pedophiles. And McCain and his campaign try to turn this around, and to they use this picture of Obama, and I'm sure you've seen the ad. If you haven't, just Google it, sex ed Obama McCain. And they have this image of Obama kind of looking down, almost like in a freeze frame of him leering, almost like he's leering down at a child or something. And it's so fucking disgusting. Barack Obama needs to get angry, because by all rights, this should make anyone angry. This is an offensive thing to anyone. And for John McCain to be running accusations like this, it shows not only desperation, but just a sickening drive to win at any cost. And of course, he talked about the agents of intolerance, Jerry Falwell, Pat Robertson, and these people, about these agents of intolerance back in 2000. And now it's 2008, and he picks Sarah Palin, this woman who believes that you can pray away the gay people, that she's wants to overturn Roe v. Wade. And a lot of these supporters on the Republican side are counting on the fact that John McCain will die in office, and they will get their chance to get a fundamentalist person in there who speaks in tongues and has this end times mindset, and that they will lead them to the kingdom of God. Sarah Palin is dangerous. She's dangerous for her worldview, because she's fucking nuts, number one. But some of the other things that bother me the most about Sarah Palin aren't her religion. They're the way that she governed. And it came out yesterday that the judge in the divorce case, in Sarah Palin's sister's divorce case that she's meddling in, that the judge said lay off to Sarah Palin, and made this decree saying that do not interfere in this case, that you're not helping, and actually warned Sarah Palin to stay out of this. But yet she didn't listen. Okay, but back to when she's governor, and it's a scandal a day, right? Says she put the jet up on eBay, sold it on eBay for a profit. It turns out it was sold not on eBay. It was sold to a campaign donor at a $300,000 loss to the state. She says she was against the bridge to nowhere. Turns out she was for it and kept the money. She's a liar. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is the abuse of power. And it's probably the most important one. When she was mayor of Wasilla, she was getting campaign donations from the bars and from the NRA. And the police chief in Wasilla wanted to change the time that last call, or that the bars closed, from 5 a.m. back to 2 a.m. like it is around most of the country. I couldn't believe that it was like 5 a.m. that they were still allowing bars to be open. And she's supposed to be this religious right person, and she's like, no, the bars must be stayed open till 5. But they were having all these drunk driving incidences and all these things where people were, how many guns can someone carry in their car? They got the rifle in the back window, they got another way, so it's, from what I read, it sounds like he was implementing common sense regulations on cracking down on people carrying too many weapons in their vehicle, because how many weapons do you need when it's not hunting season? And trying to get the bars closed at a decent time so that you don't have all these drunk I lost my sister to a drunk driver, and maybe that's why I'm extra sensitive to it. My father was an alcoholic. 2 a.m. is long enough for the bars to be open. Sorry. Alcoholics will always find a way to get alcohol. But so anyway, that's what caused this thing when she was mayor of Wasilla, this argument between her and the chief of police, where later on she got the guy fired. And her excuse was, well, he intimidated me. And of course the story's still coming out. Her administration up there is sitting on all these emails claiming executive privilege when her husband Todd, it was one of the people that it was sent to, so that negates the whole argument of executive privilege. But anyway, the thing that bothers me the most, that scares me the most, that I cannot believe that even fundamentalist Republicans would vote for somebody who would say to a librarian, what would you say if I told you that I have a list of books here and I want these books taken out of the library? The librarian, who was a long-time beloved figure in that town, told her, absolutely not. The mayor has no right to say what's in the library. They have a guideline of approved books anyway, right? So it isn't like kids were getting a hold of Hustler magazine. The thing is, Sarah Palin didn't even have any books that she had found offensive that she wanted taken out. She was simply exercising raw, naked power and giving a proposal to this librarian saying, what if I told you? What would your response be if I, hypotheticals all over the place. And of course the librarian said, no, I wouldn't do that, because she knows the book she has, and there have been no complaints, right? But see, that's not good enough for these people, because they have to enforce their morality, their perceived morality, their instilled morality, their inherited morality, onto the rest of us, whether we believe like them or not. That should scare the hell out of anybody who was even thinking about voting for McCain and Palin. That John McCain would be okay with her doing that. Book banning. There are signs when someone has a fascist mindset, when they pull little power plays like this, when they want to get books banned, when they bend the law for their own purpose. She ran as mayor of Wasilla, and up until that point it was a nonpartisan office, right? She went in there and got the backing of the Republicans and the religious right, saying, I want to be mayor, and it was, part of it was on a non-abortion platform to try to outlaw abortion. Well, a mayor has no say whatsoever about a subject like abortion. In fact, Alaska passed a law a long time ago that said that abortion, because they could have safe and legal abortions, and to think that there's even a chance that these Republicans will be rewarded for the 8 years of mismanagement, it boggles the mind. It really does. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, but anyway, so that's my take on it. Let me know what you think, if you think that the polling is right. I have to believe that at the end of this, Barack Obama is going to be president, and that McCain and these crazy people are going to be defeated. But sometimes I wonder.